We are hearing Bhagavad Gita, chapter. We heard Krishna told, a person who remains engaged in his respective duties attains success. Now listen how a person performing duties assigned to him can attain success in life. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Yatah pravritir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam svakarmanatam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. A man can attain success by worshipping the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, consecrating all the actions with their results to him, from whom emanate the energies of actions of jivas, and who pervades all this universe as the aggregate oversoul Paramatman, and at the same time as the indwelling monitor of every soul, is the bestower of the fruits of his actions, which stimulate him to energize according to the desires of his previous births. We heard before that there are five factors of action. So one of them is Paramatma. Without Paramatma giving power, no jiva can do anything. It is impossible. And by the will of Paramatma, we have free will in regard to actions, what you want to do, and you will get results accordingly. So, but what kind of results we got, that will also create certain nature, certain tendencies. So then you will be conditioned by those tendencies also. You will be influenced. So according to past births, what habit you made, what egos you acquired, that will influence you in this birth. And he will energize. There in Vedanta Sutra it is said, Supreme Lord elevates one to heaven, or Supreme Lord degrades one to hell. Then one may think we have nothing in regard to this, but there it is explained in Vedanta Sutra. No. Here it means that without the will of Krishna, without him giving the fruits of our actions, we cannot be elevated to heaven or degraded down. That does not mean that he is like choosing instead of us, but he's giving the fruit. So he is elevating. We cannot get it independently. And our Gurudev was repeatedly telling this, that Krishna knows everything. He's the indwelling monitor of all. He knows what you did, even if you may cheat other outside people by doing something secretly, but Krishna knows everything. So there can be no any mistake in him giving the fruit, and he also knows from past lives and everything. So what we are getting, it is by his will. He's giving the results. Others may be instrumental, but they are not the cause. So if we blame others for our own suffering, that is due to ignorance. And having such hostile mentality to anyone will not allow us to please Krishna. Mother Suniti told to Dhruva, yes, I agree with your stepmother. You should worship Supreme Lord. He can fulfill all your desires. But you will not be successful in your worship as long as you will have hostile mentality to her or to your father. It will not be possible. Because if we do this, then it means we are not accepting Supreme Lord. We have no faith in Him. He is the giver of fruit. So this we have to give up. That will release us from issues. Then we are free. Our Gurudev told. Then we are free. And when you are free, then you can concentrate your mind to the object of worship. That verse in Bhagavatam is there. Tatenu kampam susamikshamanam bhunjanevatma kritam vipakam. One who sees that it is by the mercy of Krishna I'm getting this. Results of my previous action. Maybe I'm getting suffering, but that is mercy of Krishna for my rectification, for my good. One who sees this does not blame anyone, and he sees that it is the mercy of Krishna. He's our friend, our well-wisher. If one can see this and does not blame anyone, then he is capable of, next line, Hrit Vak Vapurbir Vidadhan Namaste. He can offer himself fully, body, mind, and speech, for the service of Krishna. Otherwise, if I have any grudge towards anyone, any anger, hostility, then that will divert my mind. My mind will be stolen by that, and I cannot think of Krishna. And also it is wrong to have such mentality, so that we have to give up and chant from the core of heart. Then we will be protected like Dhruva was in the forest. No any ferocious animal could do anything to him because he already accepted Supreme Lord. So he was directly protecting him. Krishna is in the heart of every living entity here, Paramatman. If he does not give power for some action, then no one can do anything. Although it is the nature of lion to eat human being, but that lion could not eat Dhruva, because Krishna as Paramatma, he is in that lion. He stopped, means not giving power to do that, because he was protecting Dhruva. So that is the only way how we can be protected from the from all negative things, is by surrendering to Krishna, not by trying to forcefully change the environment or others, but I should submit to Krishna as Dhruva did, fully accepted. And no one is to be blamed. I'm getting my own fruits, and it is the mercy. It is mercy of Krishna. It is for my good. So immediately when we accept Krishna, he will also immediately protect us. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him in many ways but could not, because Krishna protected. They beat Haridas Thakur in 22 markets heavily, means wanting to kill him. Ordinary men would be killed by only 2 markets. That much they were beating him, but he had no any pain because Krishna was protecting him. And Ambarish Maharaj also, Durvasa Rishi wanted to kill him. That Kriti came, that fire goddess one, he created out of his own anger from his hair, Durvasa Rishi. She went, immediately Sudarshan Chakra came. Because it is the order of Narayan that Ambarish Maharaj is my pure devotee. He's always thinking of me and only serving me. So Sudarshan, if any problem comes to him, you have to protect. Narayan order. So immediately when that came, Sudarshan killed. So that is the only way how we can actually be protected, by accepting Krishna as only protector and maintainer by completely surrendering to him. That we can learn how to do that. We can learn from one who already is surrendered, pure devotee. So one can get success by obeying the Shastra, which is given by Supreme Lord, to do those duties as are suitable, means as are assigned for me, according to my acquired nature. Shreyan swadharma viguna paradharmat svanushtitat svabhavaniyatam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Incomplete performance of swadharma is better than paradharma, although nicely performed. One does not commit any sin by performing duties assigned according to his innate nature. Explanation. By swadharma is meant one's own duty in accordance with his natural aptitude and qualities innate in him. Incomplete performance of swadharma according to his nature and qualification is better than nicely performed paradharma, or duty not assigned to him by his particular class and station in life. Though imperfectly done, universal good accrues from the performance of swadharma only, there being very little chance of falling into sin by its performance. Swadharma, though done imperfectly, is superior to paradharma, though perfectly done. O Arjuna, you must not quit your swadharma, although it involves the killing of your superiors and elders, and must not long for the superior task of the profession of a mendicant. Swadharma means, swa means your own, dharma means nature or duty. Here, this is meant according to our conditioned nature. In what guna we are predominantly, Satya guna, he will be Brahmin. So he has to do Brahminical duties because he's qualified for that. He will study the Vedas, teach Vedas, engage in sacrifices and engage others also, and he will accept charity and all this he should do. But Kshatriya does not have that qualities, he has another quality. So he has to do his own duty of protecting the citizens and this, and Vaishya Shudra. So that is Swadharma. So although we may try, but we may not be fully perfect in executing that, but we are trying in a right direction, in a right position. So Krishna here is telling, better to stick to your own duties, even if there are some mistakes in following, than trying to do another duty, although that you may do very perfectly. But it is not good, because everything then will be disturbed, because all have to cooperate. But you will. So when Narad Goswami, one time he came to Krishna and said, I heard there is your Maya, illusory energy. I heard that those jivas who are conditioned, they are suffering. So I want to see that Maya. I want to experience. Then Krishna said, how you will experience Maya? You are always chanting my name. You are always remembering me, always serving me, and you are also rescuing other conditioned souls from Maya. How you will see Maya? Then Narad said, no, I want to see. I am your devotee, so you please fulfill the desire of your devotee. I want to see Maya. Then Krishna was trying to persuade him not, but Narad was very stubborn and he said, no, I want to see Maya. I want to feel that. I want to experience. Then Krishna thought how I can show my Maya to my devotee. It is very difficult. So then they came to this earth in the form of Brahmins, and they were walking, and Narad was very attentive all the time. How Krishna will show me Maya. So all the time he was remembering Krishna, attentive to Krishna. So how he will. So Krishna was thinking how I can show him my Maya. Very difficult. Because Maya means one is under Maya when he forgets Krishna, when he becomes averse to him. So they were going to one house where one Vaishya was serving them very nicely. Because they were in the form of Brahmins, serving very nicely, and Krishna blessed him. Yes, may you have increased wealth. That is what Vaishyas are after. That is their unsatiable desire. That is their nature. Always want more and more money, wealth, these things. So he blessed him, yes. Then they went further into one Brahmin's house, and he also served nicely, but Krishna did not bless. He gave some curse, that something he said. Then Narad was asking Krishna why both of them, they served us. Why you blessed him and you did not bless this one? He's a Brahmin, that is Vaishya. Then Krishna told him, yes, he's a Brahmin, but he's doing some agricultural work. That is not for him. Then when he will do this, then he will not do his own duties. So Krishna did not approve of that. Then they went further, and then there was one lake by Krishna's desire, and Narad was attracted to that lake, and he said, let us take bath here. And Krishna said, yes, you can take bath. I will remain here. You can take bath. Then Narad went and took bath, and by that he forgot Krishna. And then he saw himself in one ocean. He could not see any shore or anything, in the middle of the ocean, and he was drowning, and he was in the form of one girl, Narad Goswami. That is acquired nature. That is in Sanskrit called upadhi. We have to be free from all upadhis, false egos, acquired egos, material, or as we heard today in that lecture, all different kinds of masks we are wearing. They are not our real self. We are wearing. So we have to purify, means give up all those. So now Narad was in the form of girl, and because he was in forgetfulness of Krishna, he was shouting for help. He did not say, oh Krishna, save me, but he just was, help me, someone help me. He did not take shelter of Krishna because now he's in Maya. And misidentifying with this girl. So then one king came with the boat, and he saw and he rescued, and he was attracted, and he wanted to marry, and she said, yes, you rescued me, I will marry you. They got married. Then children came, 50 children. Then she was very busy, this girl, the queen, now queen, very busy. we're doing so many duties, household duties, and taking care of children, all the time busy. Then one time, one the devotee, there was one temple there in that kingdom, Krishna's temple. And different festivals were going on in that temple, and their Janmashtami also came. Then that Pujari and those devotees from the temple, they invited Queen, you come, it's Krishna's birthday, you come for the festival, but she was so busy. No, I have no time. I have no time, I have so many things. So even Janmashtami, Narad Goswami now, under the influence of Maya, would not go even for Janmashtami. He only said, you take this donation and go. I have no time to go. Before he was constantly remembering Krishna. Now he cannot even get time or take time for going to temple on Janmashtami day. So then those kings, means princess, they grew and they were married and they got wives, and king divided his kingdom into 50 parts to give to each son some place to govern. Then Vyasadeva wrote there, I'm not saying, Vyasadeva wrote that then those wives, they spoke to their husband, you know, your dead brother, he got more land than you. It is not good. You should have more land, not he. Then that brother said, no, how, means that husband said, no, how father gave, that is okay. Why you are bothering this, about these worldly things, property, you don't worry about this. It is okay. But still they would push, no, it is not good. He got more than you, you should get more. They're always trying this. So then the men also, they are weak, they are subdued by attachment to them. So then they start to fight amongst themselves, and after some time they mutually killed each other, all 50. They killed due to fighting for this. Then Narad Goswami, Queen, he was very depressed, too much separation, grief, full suffering. And he was saying, God, you are so cruel, you don't know how to create, and this happened, and so much this distress. Then Krishna came in the form of Brahmin, and he asked, what is the matter? Then that queen, she was telling, the God is so cruel, so bad, he does not know how to create. I had 50 sons, now all are killed, and all this I'm suffering. Then that Brahmin, who was Krishna, he said, what is done is done. They died, you cannot get them back. That is not possible, so you stop this separation grief. There is no need of this. But you can do that Shraddha ceremony for their benefit. So I can do that Shraddha for you. Then she said, okay. Then Krishna told, but you have to first take bath in that lake. Then when you will be purified, then you come here, then we'll do that Shraddha. In our Calcutta mat also, when there is Shraddha, they have to take bath there, those who will do in that. They will come with fresh dhoti, everything. So Narad came in that lake, and then he came out as Narad again, and he saw Krishna in front of him. Then Krishna asked, "Oh Narad, what happened? Where were you? What you saw?" Then Narad was very much ashamed and said, I was a girl and I was asking for help, but I did not call you. I was asking anyone, help me. Then that king came, we got married, so many children. I was always busy. Even I did not go to your temple on Janmashtami. I thought, I am so much busy, I have no time. And then they were killed, and then I was suffering so much. And then this happened. Then Narad said, what was this? Then Krishna said, this is my Maya. Means forgetfulness of me and also yourself. And suffering. Only suffering. So then Krishna asked, do you want to see again? And Narad said, no, I don't want to see again. So when we forgot God, we also forgot who we are. As when the sun is there, then you can see yourself and everything in proper perspective. When you are in connection with Krishna, then you know him as well as yourself, because by his light, by his grace, you can see yourself. But when you become averse, then you forget who you are and you get all these different upadhis. They are acquired nature, like dresses or mask or dirt or anything. So you don't know who you are, and out of those false egos you have so many false desires and ignorance, and you are doing so many actions and getting the fruits of those, all this, but in total forgetfulness of yourself and all the time suffering. But Krishna is so merciful, he allowed us to see this all because we wanted to enjoy seeing Maya. We thought we will be happy, but it is just the opposite. So, but Krishna also made such arrangement that in this world, sometimes he's appearing, his devotees are going here and there. They are loudly chanting holy name, they are distributing prasad, they are distributing devotional books nowadays. Before not, because there were no printing press, there were not so many books. But now you have so many books printed, you cannot distribute them. But before only 1, 2, 3 copies were there. So there are some opportunities we get to come in contact with some act which is pleasing to Krishna. Then when that is gathered, that's Sukriti, then we get Sadhu Sangha, and in Sadhu Sangha we hear about Krishna and who we are in relation to him and why we are suffering. All this we hear, and when we become inclined to serve Krishna by the grace of Sadhu and Shastra, then we accept this devotional practice, and then we can gradually remove all those false egos and realize who we actually are, and then that will be our Swarup, own form, own eternal form. And that also has Swadharma. This Swadharma mentioned here is according to one's conditioned nature. Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all this. So one has to do his own duties, not the duties of another. Then Krishna will not be happy. But in reality, Swadharma, eternal, we also have Swadharma or Swarupa, which is our eternal real self, unchangeable real self, as eternal servant of Krishna, and our dharma, our nature and our duty is to serve Krishna. So in one sense, here Krishna meant this. You should not do another's duty in Varna Ashram level, but it also applies to eternal level, we have to do swadharma, that is service of Krishna. We should not do paradharma, some extraneous function which is not our real function, means to enjoy this mind. That is not our natural position. It is artificial, unnatural. So that we have to give up and do our own dharma. And here it is said, if one will do his own dharma, either in varna ashram, or if we consider as eternal, that then one will not commit sin by doing that. But if you do another's duty, you will commit sin. Sin is that action which is harmful to us. And this aversion to Krishna is the original sin from which all other things are coming. So here, Swadharma, although it involves the killing of your own superiors and elders, still it will be beneficial for universal good and for realizing our eternal Swadharma or our eternal Swarup. There is also killing. Srila Sridhar Maharaj was very fond of quoting Hegel, German philosopher. He said, you have to die to live. Means your false ego has to die so that you can live from your real self. So while we are doing this practice today also, Maharaj was telling, there are many steps and you have to go further, and should not be afraid, and you have to give up or die so many egos before you can attain your real eternal ego. And he said we should not be afraid by being aware of our goal. Then we will go forward. Although it is difficult to give up things which we are attached and we are misidentifying all this, and we are reluctant to go forward and are afraid, still we should go by thinking about what is the goal to attain that realization of real self. So how we will always be aware of that goal if we are in such sadhu sangha who are already living in that eternal self. They are living from their eternal self. They are already enjoying or relishing the goal. So if we are with them, then automatically we get inspiration by seeing the example. We get inspiration and we can more easily be encouraged to go forward in practice, to go, because they are relishing. Like if I am on the shore of some sea, then there is water. I was never in water before, so I'm afraid. It is unknown thing. I know this is ground, but I don't know what is there. So I may be afraid of entering. And if no one is there, I heard from before I read, if you go to water, nothing is problem. It is nice, but I only read or heard. So I may have some hesitation. But if I see some person standing inside the water up to his navel or something, then he will say, I will hear from him, from his own realization, no, there is nothing. It is nice. You can go. It is cool. It is all this. You can come. So immediately we will be inspired to go. Like that, if we have association of realized souls, then we will be inspired to practice devotional service, and we can cross those anarthas and ignorance like this with encouragement. We will not be hesitant by seeing that. So in that way, it will be helpful to have your goal always in front of you in practical form, not only in theoretical form and belief, but in practical form, and to see how that real devotee is really happy and how he is not disturbed, and all this we will see, then we will be more encouraged to follow. And it will be some pain when doing sadhana. It is a penance. It is not enjoyment always. That internal bliss will come by devotional practice, but when anarthas and false egos, they will have to be removed. That is little painful. But still we should go on. Because ultimate result will be nectar. At first it will be like poison. You have to restrict your uncontrolled senses and mind. So that is painful, is poisonous. But if we do, then when we will cross, then we will taste nectar. But if you only want to enjoy the senses and mind, then it will be pleasing at the beginning. But consequence will be poison, only suffering. So Krishna told that before we are hearing. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api natyajet sarvaramba hidoshena dhumenagnir ivavritaha. O Kaunteya, duties assigned according to nature and qualification, though faulty, should by no means be shunned. Just as fire, though sometimes is mostly enveloped by smoke, removes cold and darkness and is useful for heat, so also all enterprises, manifest or unmanifest, are more or less tinged with shortcomings. There may be shortcomings, but still it will be useful as fire. You will get, although there is some smoke, but much benefit you will get. So you should not give up your own duties assigned to you. Like that, our actual only duty is to serve Krishna. That is our nature and qualification as his eternal servants. But we misused our relative independence. We deviated from our duty, but we have to do that duty of service of Krishna. That is our only, and there is no fault in that. Totally no fault. Everything else from the absolute platform, everything which is deviation from pure devotional service to Krishna is fault. It is a mistake. Explanation: leaving aside the dark side of an enterprise, the bright side of one's own varna ashram duty should be resorted to for the purification of the mind. So that should not stop you. There may be some faults like this, but that should not stop you. Still you go on, because that will give you benefit. Buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata sprihaha naishkarmya siddhim paramam sannyasena digachati. Person who is not attached to anything, has conquered pride and is desireless, attains ultimate success in nishkama karma, by abandoning the fruits of actions. This is not so easy to attain this platform, but we have to, by either this nishkama karma or by devotional practice. Also we have to realize this. Should conquer means go above any kind of pride and any kind of worldly desires, and to want to enjoy the fruits of our actions. All this we have to give up. Then you will be peaceful. Other desires, we think, if I will get this desire fulfilled, then I will be peaceful and I will be happy. But it is total illusion. When we are not having that desire fulfilled, we are suffering because of not fulfilled. When we are working for the fulfillment of that desire, we are also suffering. We have to give so much effort. Once that desire is fulfilled, that will not fulfill you. Maybe temporary relief from that want, but no positive happiness. So inside you will still be unhappy and disturbed and always restless. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Oto Eva Shanta. Mukti Mukti Siddhikami Sokoli Ashanta. Mahaprabhu told to Sanatana Goswami, the devotee, real devotee, Krishna Bhakta, has no kama, no any selfish desire. That is why he is peaceful, because he is in his natural position of service to Krishna and he is fully happy. There is no disturbance for him. And peace, everything is there. But immediately when Jiva has any other desire, bhukti, for enjoyment, for liberation, or for mystic powers, they are all restless. Will not find peace. Peace is only in the service of Krishna. So we are restless, disturbed only because of our own wrong desires, not because of anyone else or environment or nothing outside is giving us disturbance. It is my wrong desires to enjoy. If I can have only desire to serve Krishna, like Prahlad Maharaj, he is always peaceful and happy, although in very unfavorable environment, all demons and trying to kill and all, but he is peaceful and happy because surrender to Krishna and no any other desire. It is not that only sannyasis or ascetics are protected by Krishna. Whoever is surrendered to Krishna, he is protected. How Ambarish Maharaj is a household devotee and he is the owner of the whole world, legal, but he was not disturbed and he was fully protected by Sudarshan. So bhakti is not related to either Brahmin or Vanaprastha or Kshatriya or Sannyasi or this. It is not related to this. Bhakti means inclination of soul to serve super soul, to engage everything for him. So our target should be service of Krishna, not to become Brahmin or to become sannyasi so that I can be superior and I can get service and respect from others. We cannot be happy by that. We can be happy only by service of Krishna. If we have that desire, then surely we will get, and that will pacify and fulfill us. siddhim prapto jata brahma tatapnoti nibodha me samasaneva kaunteya nishta gyanasya ya para. O son of Kunti, let me now tell you in brief. Sorry, I forgot to read the explanation to previous verse. Explanation: in the first stage of sannyas, a jnani must relinquish his ahankar, subjective egoism, as well as search after fruits of his actions. Ahankar, today, that Maharaj told, ahankar, I, aham, in Sanskrit, aham is I, and tum is you. Tum, aham, tum. So aham means I, and kar is karta, doer. So generally I heard this explanation that ahankar means when you are thinking you are the doer. That is false ego. Means doer like independent doer. Not that you are accepting all those five factors of action. And Paramatma is supreme. Without his will we cannot do anything. We are always dependent, and we are dependent on Maya when working in this world and all this. So if someone is thinking I am independent, that is false ego, that is ahankar. I am doer. Today I heard from this Maharaj another explanation. It is also possible when you go from another side. He said the ahankar is that element which makes our I, maker of our I, some identity. Like I am man, I am child, I am male, I am American. That ahankar is maker of I. And he's all the time making those I's, identities according to like growth of body and according to situation and karma. So he's always creating or making some I. That is false I, that is changeable I. Is not real I. Real I is not changeable. It's eternal. So one has to give up ahankar. That is material ego. And there are many. And they will change. In this life you are male, in next maybe female or animal or something. So that is not real I. So this ahankar we have to give up, as well as search after the fruit of his actions. We should not try to enjoy the fruits. In the mature stage of yoga, the second stage of sannyas, with abandonment of all fruits of karma is spoken here. The final success in desireless action is achieved by the jnani when he totally abandons all ideas of fruitive actions with pure intelligence. He, being fully detached from mundane things, his mind fully restrained, and his heart absolutely unconcerned with all happiness, including the attainment of Brahmaloka. That is highest material place, Brahmaloka, where Brahma resides. Even that, Jnanis, they don't desire. That is also non-eternal. From there also you will have to fall down and you will have to die. Brahma has a long life, but still he will die. So Jnanis, those who have pure heart, they understood this is all temporary. We want eternal. That is pure intelligence. Here, in the sense, in the Jnani, that it is not clouded by any material desire, gross or subtle. So it is pure in that sense. But actual pure intelligence in ultimate sense, pure intelligence means when you know I am of Krishna and you only want service of his lotus feet. That is pure intelligence, pure state, totally pure. Because Jiva is by nature servant of Krishna, so pure intelligence means that, service of Krishna. Time is over. Tomorrow there are 3 verses together. So, pure intelligence. He being fully detached from mundane things, his mind fully restrained, and his heart absolutely unconcerned with all happiness, including the attainment of Brahmaloka. Because Jnani will realize that I am spirit, and that spirit is existing independently of all matter. For its or his existence, he does not depend on any food or any praise. That is subtle food. We are eating rice, dal, and these things, but we also want to eat that respect, praise, and likes, and all this we want. That is food. We are criticizing others to make yourself look better and all these things. That is also food. But one who realized that he is a pure spirit, he knows that is totally categorically different. It is eternal, it does not depend on food, and his happiness does not depend on any material gain or loss. If something is lost, that is it is not concerning him directly. Any material gain, it is not directly concerning him. He has his own independent existence of matter, has his own independent consciousness, independent of matter, and has his own bliss, independent of any material food or gain, loss, nothing. He's beyond that. So he's not disturbed by any happening. But if I am disturbed, that person is not respecting me. I'm disturbed means I did not yet reach that platform. So even up to Brahmaloka, egoism is there, and desire for worldly happiness, material happiness, may be subtle, but still it is there. But they don't want anything because they know we have our own happiness, Atma Ramata, which is not dependent on any of this. If I am attached to any of worldly things, that will limit my natural happiness. So they don't want attachment in this. We think the more I can get material things, the more I will be happy. But they realize the more I am attached to this, the more I will lose my natural happiness. Jnanis. But bhaktas are superior. They will get real happiness, positive. That we'll hear tomorrow.